Hello everybody, hope you're having a fantastic day today. Thank you so much for checking out the video. Got the patch notes here for you. Update should be live hopefully soon. There is a lot to go through here. I will skip through a couple of things here just because I have already covered it. Let's get into it here. Okay, so let's start with the sizes here in case you're wondering. Not exactly a small update no matter what platform you're on, so a little bit of downloading to do. And the update highlights, just going to run through these quick. You know, we have bounty hunting now, exploring the Burning Springs, a new region, a new main quest, an audience with the king, new public events, which we will go over, a new rad pet, which I will go over, and Season 23 as well here. New legendary mods. New 1-star mods. Feral for a melee weapon. Kills make you more feral. Snipers for a ranged weapon. Gains 120% bonus damage to weak points while aiming down sights. Adrenal for a weapon. Plus 10% damage per kill while on a kill streak. Adrenal for armor. Plus 10% damage resistance while on a kill streak. Lucid for a weapon. Increased damage up to 40% based on how full your feral sanity meter is. Lucid for armor. Increased damage up to 6% resistances. 6% resistance based on how full your feral sanity meter is. New 2-stars, Pickpocketers, melee weapon. Kills have a 50% chance to award a small amount of caps. Painkiller, gain HP regen based on your kill streak. Rushing, these last two are for armor. Gain HP regen based on your kill streak. Elementalist for armor, plus 5 to all resistances. Fierce, armor only, not power armor. Fortify limb resistances while on a kill streak. New 3-stars, glowing for a weapon. Kills grant a small amount of rads. Healthy for armor, max HP increased by 20. Reflex for armor, 2% evade. Active for armor, max AP is increased by 20. And barbarian for melee, plus 1 strength per kill while on a kill streak. So these are definitely looking interesting, especially if you are a ghoul player. That glowing one, the one that kills grant a small amount of rads, definitely useful. New public events. Let's start with gearing up here. Have you ever wanted to help a Deathclaw prepare for its debut in an arena deathmatch? Now's your chance. The Rust King requires a new combatant. Your job is to head over to the junkyard and help the Beastmaster gather the scrap metal needed to armor up her latest tamed Deathclaw. During this public event, you'll fight alongside the Deathclaw in training against the Wasteland's wildest foes. Just to be sure to keep the beast alive, it can die a glorious death in the arena can't die a glorious death in the arena if it doesn't survive the junkyard. Remember, you can heal friendly NPCs using the Medic's legendary mod. Don't have one, we will luckily have one in the event here for you as well. It is called the Stim Pike, in case you're wondering. Sinkhole solutions. Fires range beneath the surface of burning springs, and natural gas deposits occasionally breach the surface near places where the ground has broken. Willow, a resident of Highway Town, needs your help calling rad scorpions and stingwings that have gathered around a highly volatile sinkhole. These creatures are causing issues for the residents of Highway Town, so you'll need to head over to the aptly named Scorpion Lake to activate a stomper device to draw them out. Your objective will be to destroy their dens and while dodging pillars of fire and navigating a blinding sandstorm. Also stick around to the end to learn why rad scorpions aren't an apex predator. New camp pet, the Radhog. One of the newest creatures you'll find in the Burning Springs is the Radhog. They're tough and fiercely protective of their young, so you can't get too close without being attacked, or expected to be attacked. What would happen if you brought one to your camp? You would probably have the most adorable, disgusting pet this side of the Ohio River. After purchasing the Radhog pet from the Atomic Shop, the Radhog bed can be found in the Dwellers section of the workshop menu, and its nose ring in the pet clothing section. New seasonal weapon, the Dom Pedro. A new weapon is entering the fray. The Dom Pedro is a hand cannon that can fire 50 rounds or be swapped with 308. It has an explosive effect and can pierce enemies too, really sending a message to any foolish person enough to stand in your way. Anyone foolish enough to stand in your way. I will make a review of this weapon as soon as I can, everybody. Emote wheel. Whether you're hitting your favorite emote at wandering traveler passing by in a hulking power armor skin or trying to convince a level 30 to pick up the loot you just dropped for them. Emoting is core to the Appalachian way of living. In the Burning Springs update, we're reorganizing emotes so more emotes can be used at once. We're doing this by introducing 2 new categories, social and performance, removing the follow me and team up categories and placing most of them into help and social, reorganizing the emotes and the myths so that more of them live in more appropriate categories like performance and taunts. With this work done here, you can now equip all your favorite emotes at once with little to no need to go into the atomic shop to swap them out. So that is awesome. Gleaming Depths. Not going to read all of this here. I'm pretty sure most of us are aware of the Gleaming Depths nerf at this point. I feel like it's a step in the right direction, and having this new 4-star power armor melee ranged weapon at the end as well, the 4-star legendary cache. I feel like this is truly in the right direction. Let me know in the comments what you guys think of that. Combat in Appalachia has experienced a lot of changes since the Skyline Valley update was released last year. For Burning Springs, we're slowing things down to see how it all settles. Thank God. We are making a few more adjustments to VATS to address the feedback we received after the Fallout 76 camp revamp update. All in all, you should experience far less of VATS chance to hit fluctuations and targeting issues. Fixed cryo slow being applied to players who aren't in PvP, and also fixed hack and slash being able to damage players out of PvP. Camp. All items from the Mischief Knight rewards now appear in the build menu. Build budgets of various items have been adjusted. The Straw Goat decoration plans are now known by default for all players. Fixed issue where Camp Pet Interact prompt could sometimes display near camp when it shouldn't. The Bat Plushie reward from Mischief Knight should now face forward in all displays when placed. The Old Glory fireplace is now buildable. Removed noticeable seams with the Haunted Mansion prefab. Fixed an issue which could cause some items to not appear correctly in the new tab of the build menu. Chems from the Fallout First Aid box can now be used to build camp objects. That's awesome. I had that problem earlier today. Fix an issue that prevented objects from being moved vertically while building in precision mode. Fixed an issue with the Morse code poster, and the pet collar apparel can now be scrapped. Events. Feral ghouls will no longer get stuck on the roof access during Feed the People. Haven't done that event in a while myself, but it's nice to see that that is fixed. I know a lot of people do that event. Gameplay. Switching the equip grenade will no longer reset the heavy gunner perk stack. Fix an issue where the cryolator wasn't counting as a valid weapon for challenges requiring an automatic weapon. Zetan drones are no longer susceptible to the bleed dot. Uranium extractors in the uranium fever event are no longer susceptible to the bleed dot. Fix an issue which could cause mole miners during the uranium fever to appear initially neutral to the player. Address an issue where enemy turrets in the pit weren't hostile to the player. Camp Liberty, the glowing Yao in this location now correctly counts towards killing a glowing creature challenges. Fix an issue where anglers were considered mirelurks for a few challenges. The satiated legendary mod now correctly states that it works for human characters only. Fix an issue that prevented floating markers from appearing on targets marked with a recon scope. Fixed an issue which allowed players to add too many players to a raid instance. That might upset some people. Fixed an issue that prevented players from fast traveling from expedition zones. And fixed an issue that caused Assaultrons to spam their head laser attack. I've been noticing the Scorched Beasts have been spamming their attack again. Let's hope that that is fixed as well. Perks. Ghoul-related perk card restrictions will now be updated in the perks menu upon changing into a ghoul without needing to exit the server. Fix an issue that caused 0 points used to appear above the full special categories in the perk menus. This is awesome. Nice to see that fix. Curator and Good with Salt now display the correct background in the perk machine. Bullet Shield removed ranked 4, so we only have rank 3 now. And Bullet Storm, switching the equipped grenade will no longer reset the heavy gunner perk stack. So definitely some interesting changes there. Miscellaneous. New Kashine effects won't display debug effect text now. Capacitor mods will now appear on the recon version of the weapon sold at vendors. Fix an issue that could sometimes cause an infinite loading screen when re-entering the sanctum during the pit expedition. Fix an issue with vertical camera movement and sometimes disabled while in photo mode. Oh my god, thank god. I really hope that's fixed. Remove duplicate Tricentennial Stein from the Tinker's Bench crafting menu. Fixed an issue causing the Ghost Skeleton outfit to scale incorrectly in some cases. Fixed an issue causing Vera to repeat her greetings to player unintentionally. Fixed an issue which could cause the player to get stuck in an infinite loop when talking to Oberlin. The Rustic Coat of Arms and the Mad Scientist suits now correctly count as a costume. Fixed an issue with controllers that would cause players to accidentally active a ping when tracking a quest while in the HUD. Fixed an issue which caused superhero landing to occur from lower heights than intended when jumping into power armor with the marsupial mutation. That is interesting. Fixed an issue which caused debug text to display when viewing the salty title in certain languages in the Atomic Shop. Fixed an issue that would cause the Epsilon squad to spawn incorrectly if the player dies while they are exiting their pods. Screenshots are now color accurate in the game visuals. The fact that they have fixed, or they said that they fixed the camera not being able to go up and down vertically, oh my god, as a content creator, I love you, thank you. Quests. The quest, one of us will now correctly start for ghoul characters upon completing the Bunker Buster quest. Fix the quest marker from the nightclub poster at the start of opportunity knocking. And we have weapons here. Sorry for the delay there. Fixed an issue where the Vampire Samurai combat knife could not have its custom skins removed once applied. Increased the explosion damage done by the fragmentation grenade Merv. Explosives quantity on the HUD is no longer incorrect after closing the raid's reward screen. Addressed an issue where the automatic receiver for the handmade didn't maintain its proportional fire rate difference between the handmade and other rifles. Fixed an issue that caused the shield icon to appear and no damage to be done when bashing with certain weapons. And we have a list of weapons here. Atomic Shop paints can now properly be applied to the M79. So if you had a problem getting a skin off of, I think there was a Christmas one if I'm not mistaken for the M79. I can't think of any other skins. I can't say I've really even used that weapon. Let me know in the comments. Workshops. The Black Bear Recliner should now correctly play its sound effects when interacted with. Monaga Power Plant Yard Public Workshop now displays the correct resources on the paper map tooltip. It's now easier to place workshop objects without getting the cannot place item. It is not visible error. The Corvega wall poster set should now appear correctly aligned in the workshop menu. So even more relaxed building. That is awesome. And last but not least here, guys, the UI. The help menu entry for locking items is now localized in all languages. Newly purchased items from the Atomic Shop will now correctly appear in the new section. The Ghoul Dance emote now should correctly appear in the Miss category of the Atomic Shop. The level 50 boost will now correctly appear unavailable after it's purchased. Fixed an issue where some player titles were not formatted correctly in localized versions. The message in the confirmation dialog for dropping a Hellstorm missile launcher will now be more correct if the corresponding recipe is known. Updated the help messages to state that the environments are dangerous for humans specifically. For example, the Myers environment is dangerous for humans. Equip a gas mask. Updated the name of the glowing Jester Fastnack mask. I definitely was expecting that one. Fix an issue that could cause overlapping buttons to display when naming a character in the character customization menu. Ghoul foiled perk cards should no longer display special background square that overlaps the animated background upon inspection or when scrolling the perk card catalog. Fixed an incorrect silo code piece display names. Known plans in player's inventory will now sort to the top of the list. That is awesome for selling. Add a description for the Alguai rug in all localized languages. Sneak HUD stays active when legendary fanfare animates. Fix an issue that could cause the Pip-Boy to display 0 hit points for a player below 1 but not quite dead. Canned grilled fish should now properly display the buffs gained. The icon showing that a player was hit by cryo effects now correctly displays as a debuff. Improve the way titles interact with map markers on the paper map. Fixed an issue which could cause black bars to appear when viewing the public team goal screen from the social menu. Fixed an issue which could cause submenus to appear empty if the player selected the inspect repair option more than once. Perks are now sorted into their own group in the status tab. Explosives, quantity of the HUD is no longer incorrect after closing the raid screens. And I think I missed one. Fix an issue that would cause the selected item highlight to jump to the top of the list when scrapping. There is some really nice fixes here. I really hope they work out well. Definitely would have liked to see some other stuff, of course, but let me know in the comments what you guys think of these changes, and looking forward to streaming for you guys to get out there and get some bounty hunting going and smashing out that scoreboard. And yes, everybody, as always, thank you so much for taking the time to watch. Have a pleasant evening.